Welcome to Truth Behind History, where we dive deep into the hidden corners of the past to uncover the mysteries that shaped our world. Today, we're stepping into the shadows, where secrecy, power, and conspiracy intertwine. Secret societies have captivated imaginations for centuries. Whether you've heard whispers of the Illuminati, the Freemasons, or the Bilderberg Group, these organizations are often linked to world-altering events, hidden knowledge, and elite control. But what's the truth? Are these groups really pulling the strings from behind the scenes, or are they just the product of paranoia and exaggerated myths? In this video, we're going to explore the origins of these groups, their symbols, their influence, and of course, the modern conspiracy theories surrounding them. So, let's begin by unraveling the story of the most infamous secret society of all, the Illuminati. The Illuminati, even the name itself sends a chill down the spine of conspiracy theorists worldwide. Some believe they control global events, while others insist they never truly existed. So, let's set the record straight. The Bavarian Illuminati was founded in 1776 by Adam Weishaupt, a German professor of law and philosophy. Weishaupt wanted to create a society that would challenge religious influence, dismantle the power of monarchy, and spread Enlightenment ideals, things like reason, science, and individual liberty. His goal was to create a network of intellectuals who could subtly shape political and social thought. At first, the Illuminati operated much like the Freemasons, recruiting members through a secretive structure with different levels of initiation. Members used pseudonyms, and the organization spread quickly across Europe. But here's the twist: despite their big ambitions, they didn't last long. In 1785, the Bavarian government, alarmed by the group's revolutionary ideas, outlawed the Illuminati and shut them down. Or did they? Because this is where the real mystery begins. Even though they were officially disbanded, rumors persisted that the group survived underground. Some claim the Illuminati didn't just survive, they thrived, infiltrating political and financial institutions worldwide. Over time, they became the ultimate conspiracy theory. Today, the word Illuminati is almost synonymous with shadowy control. Some believe they are the masterminds behind world-changing events, from revolutions to stock market crashes. Others insist they manipulate world leaders and the economy from the shadows. But is any of it true? That's what we'll continue to uncover as we explore the symbols, rituals, and alleged influence of secret societies. So, let's move on to one of their most iconic trademarks, the symbols that fuel countless conspiracy theories. Symbols are powerful. They communicate ideas without words, they evoke emotions, and most importantly for secret societies, they conceal deeper meanings. Whether carved into ancient temples or hidden in corporate logos, symbols have fueled theories about secretive organizations for centuries. Let's start with one of the most recognizable and controversial symbols of all time, the all-seeing eye. You've probably seen this one before, most notably on the back of the US dollar bill. A floating eye inside a pyramid, gazing down like an omnipotent force. This symbol has long been associated with the Freemasons and, of course, the Illuminati. It represents knowledge, surveillance, and control. Some believe it signifies an elite group watching over the world, guiding human history from the shadows. Others argue it's simply a symbol of divine wisdom and enlightenment, dating back to ancient Egypt. Then we have the skull and crossbones. At first glance, you might associate this with pirates, but it has a much deeper history in secret societies. The Skull and Bone Society, one of the most exclusive and mysterious fraternities in the world, adopts this as its emblem. The symbol represents secrecy, power, and, some say, even a brush with mortality. The society, based at Yale University, has counted US presidents and business tycoons among its members. Some claim they wield vast influence behind the scenes of global politics. And then there's a whole world of occult and esoteric symbols. Alchemical signs, astrological markings, numerological patterns, you name it. These symbols appear across secret societies, from the Freemasons to the Rosicrucians. Many believe they carry hidden messages, while others see them as coded knowledge passed down through the ages. But why do secret societies use these symbols at all? Is it to hide messages in plain sight? To create an aura of exclusivity? Or is it all just speculation? Whatever the reason, these symbols continue to captivate and fuel theories about hidden influence. Now, symbols are one thing, but what about the actual rituals these societies perform? Let's take a look at the strange, sometimes unsettling initiation ceremonies that have marked membership into these elite groups. Symbols are intriguing, but if there's one thing that really sparks curiosity about secret societies, it's their rituals. Throughout history, these groups have developed elaborate initiation ceremonies, some steeped in mysticism, others downright eerie. These rituals serve as a gateway, separating outsiders from insiders, forging a sense of loyalty, and, in some cases, instilling secrecy through fear. Let's start with one of the most famous, Freemason initiations. The Freemasons are one of the oldest and most well-documented secret societies. Their initiation process is layered, involving oaths of secrecy, symbolic gestures, and progression through different degrees of knowledge. The new initiate undergoes a ritual journey, often blindfolded, symbolizing their transition from darkness to enlightenment. They must swear never to reveal the society's secrets, or face dire consequences. While some claim these rituals are purely symbolic, others believe they conceal hidden knowledge passed down through generations. Then, we have a far more dramatic initiation, the infamous Skull and Bones coffin ritual. Now, this is where things get downright creepy. The Skull and Bones Society at Yale, which has produced presidents, Supreme Court justices, and business moguls, reportedly requires new members to lie in a coffin while confessing their deepest, darkest secrets. Imagine that, staring up at the ceiling, surrounded by some of the most powerful people of the future, exposing your soul in complete vulnerability. It's believed this ritual serves a dual purpose, to bind members through shared secrets and to ensure no one dares betray the group, since their confessions could be used against them. And if you thought that was intense, let's talk about the Carbonari blood oaths. The Carbonari were a secret society in 19th century Italy, and their initiation ceremonies were nothing short of theatrical. Swearing loyalty wasn't enough. No, these guys took it a step further, sealing their oaths with dramatic, blood-based rituals. Some accounts describe initiates cutting themselves or even drinking symbolic blood to solidify their commitment. The message was clear: once you're in for life. These initiation ceremonies are more than just bizarre theatrics. They create an unbreakable sense of brotherhood, or, depending on how you look at it, a golden cage of secrecy. But do these groups still hold influence in the modern world? Let's find out in the next section, where we explore how secret societies may, or may not, still shape global events today. So, secret societies existed in the past, we know that. But what about today? Have they faded into history, or are they still lurking in the shadows, pulling the strings of global events? Well, let's take a look at some of the most well-known modern organizations often accused of being the new secret societies. First, we have the Bilderberg Group. This is an annual meeting of some of the most powerful figures in politics, business, media, and finance. It's named after the hotel where the first meeting took place in 1954. Every year, high-profile individuals, think presidents, prime ministers, tech billionaires, and CEOs, gather behind closed doors. What do they discuss? That's the question. The meetings are completely off the record, and no official transcripts are ever released. Some say it's just a casual networking event for global elites. Others believe it's where the real decisions are made, where economic policies are set, where wars are planned, where leaders are chosen before elections even happen. Is it a simple think tank, or is it a modern-day Illuminati? That's up for debate. Then, there's the Trilateral Commission. Founded in 1973, this group was created to strengthen ties between North America, Europe, and Asia. On the surface, it sounds like a diplomatic initiative, just a gathering of experts discussing economic and political cooperation. But conspiracy theorists argue that this group has far greater ambitions. They believe the Trilateral Commission is working toward a one-world government, where a select few elites will control everything: finance, trade, and even national sovereignty. And finally, we have the role of secrecy in power. One thing is undeniable: exclusive gatherings like these do exist. Whether it's the Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission, or private retreats for the ultra-wealthy, secrecy still plays a major role in elite influence. And secrecy breeds speculation. When the world's most powerful people meet behind closed doors, it's only natural to wonder, what are they really discussing? But before we jump to conclusions, let's take a step back. Are these organizations truly manipulating world events? Or are they just easy scapegoats for people who want to make sense of global instability? To understand that, we have to separate fact from fiction. Let's break down the conspiracy theories. What's real, what's exaggerated, and what's pure paranoia? Conspiracy theories, the lifeblood of secret society discussions. For centuries, people have speculated that hidden groups control everything from economic collapses to pop culture trends. But how much of it is true, and how much is just wild speculation? Let's break it down. First, there's the idea of global control by secret societies. This is the granddaddy of all conspiracy theories, the notion that groups like the Illuminati, Freemasons, or Skull and Bones don't just exist, but actively manipulate world events. Some say they control governments, media, and financial institutions, dictating wars, economic crashes, and even the rise and fall of entire nations. But here's the catch, there's no concrete proof. Despite centuries of rumors, no leaked document, no whistleblower, no undeniable piece of evidence has ever confirmed that a secret group controls the entire world. That doesn't stop people from pointing fingers at groups like the Bilderberg Group and the Trilateral Commission. These organizations, as we discussed earlier, are real. They hold meetings. They bring together influential people. But do they actually dictate global policy in secret? While many argue that these meetings are simply forums for discussion, others believe that they're where the real decisions happen, behind the scenes, away from public scrutiny. The truth? We don't know for sure. And that brings us to the most important part, separating fact from fiction. Here's what we can say for certain: secret societies have existed. Some still do. They have played roles in shaping history. But the leap from these groups have influence to these groups control everything is where speculation runs wild. Theories about a secret cabal ruling the world often mix historical facts with exaggerated claims, leading to paranoia-driven myths. In the end, it's easy to see why people believe in these theories. The world is unpredictable, and when things go wrong, it's human nature to look for an explanation, even if that explanation involves a shadowy group pulling the strings. But why do people want to believe in secret societies? What makes them so fascinating? Let's explore the psychology behind the appeal of these mysterious organizations. So why are secret societies so compelling? Why do people obsess over them, theorize about them, and sometimes even want to believe they exist? Well, it all comes down to human psychology. Let's break it down. First, there's exclusivity and power. People love the idea of being part of something elite, something bigger than themselves. Secret societies offer exactly that. They provide members with an exclusive inner circle, where knowledge, influence, and control are concentrated among a select few. Just think about it: if you were invited into a secret organization that promised access to wealth, power, and ancient knowledge, wouldn't you be intrigued? Then, we have the allure of mystery and ritual. There's something undeniably fascinating about hidden knowledge, coded symbols, and secret handshakes. Throughout history, humans have always been drawn to things they can't fully understand, whether it's ancient religious mysteries, lost civilizations, or esoteric teachings. Secret societies capitalize on this by creating an environment filled with hidden meanings, cryptic traditions, and dramatic initiations. The more mysterious something is, the more people want to uncover its secrets. And lastly, there are the social and psychological benefits. Believe it or not, many members of secret societies aren't just in it for power, they're in it for belonging. Humans are social creatures. We crave connection, purpose, and a sense of identity. Secret societies provide all of that in a very structured way. They create a tribe, a group of like-minded individuals working toward a shared goal, bound by secrecy and loyalty. It's this combination of exclusivity, mystery, and social bonding that makes secret societies so appealing, not just for members, but for the people who speculate about them. But while some of these organizations exist in plain sight, others operate deep in the shadows. Let's take a look at one of the most mysterious groups of all, the Bohemian Club and its secretive retreat, Bohemian Grove. If you've ever wondered where the world's most powerful people go to relax, plot, or perform mysterious rituals in the woods, well, welcome to Bohemian Grove. Bohemian Grove is a secluded retreat in California, owned by the Bohemian Club, an exclusive group that includes US presidents, corporate moguls, media executives, and military leaders. Every summer, some of the most influential men in the world, yes, it's a men-only club, gather here away from the public eye. Now, what exactly do they do at Bohemian Grove? Officially, it's just a social retreat, a place for networking, relaxation, and artistic performances. But secrecy breeds speculation. Reports of bizarre rituals, elite deal-making, and discussions that shape global policies have long fueled rumors about what really happens behind the gates. One of the most infamous traditions is the cremation of care ceremony. Picture this: a massive bonfire, a 40-foot stone owl, and robed figures chanting in an elaborate theatrical performance. The ritual is supposedly symbolic, a way for attendees to cast aside their worries and embrace the carefree spirit of the retreat. But to outsiders, it looks downright cult-like. Some theorists believe it's more than just an innocent play, that it represents something darker, possibly even a ritualistic reaffirmation of elite power. Then, there's the question of political and economic influence. Leaked documents and testimonies suggest that, over the years, Bohemian Grove has been the site of some very real-world decision-making. Past attendees include US presidents like Nixon, Reagan, and Bush, along with Fortune 500 CEOs and top military officials. Some even claim that the Manhattan Project, which led to the development of the atomic bomb, was first discussed here. So, is Bohemian Grove just a glorified summer camp for the rich and powerful, or is it a modern-day secret society influencing world events? We may never know for sure, but if you think Bohemian Grove is strange, wait until you hear about a group that mixed political ideology with the occult, the Thule Society. Now, if you thought secret societies were just about power and mystery, here's where things take a darker turn. The Thule Society wasn't just an occult group, it played a direct role in one of the most devastating regimes in history. Let's start with what they actually were. The Thule Society was a German occultist group founded in 1918. Unlike other secret societies that focused on political influence or networking, Thule blended mysticism with nationalism, creating a dangerous mix of ideology and esoteric beliefs. They weren't just dabbling in spiritualism, they were deeply obsessed with the idea of a superior Aryan race, lost civilizations, and supernatural forces guiding humanity. Now, here's where things get even more disturbing: they're linked to the Nazi Party. Members of the Thule Society weren't just fringe mystics, they played a direct role in shaping Nazi ideology. Early Nazi leaders, including members who would later advise Hitler, were part of this group. Thule members funded the German Workers' Party, the very organization that Hitler joined, later transforming it into the Nazi Party. But their influence didn't stop at funding. Many of their ideas, Aryan supremacy, the myth of lost civilizations, and a belief in supernatural forces, were absorbed into Nazi propaganda. They pushed the idea that the Aryan race descended from an ancient, godlike civilization, and that Germany needed to reclaim its lost destiny. Sound familiar? That's because these ideas became core elements of Nazi racial ideology. And then, there were their esoteric beliefs. The Thule Society wasn't just interested in politics. They believed in occult rituals, secret knowledge, and even hidden lands. Some members claimed that lost civilizations like Atlantis held the secrets to ultimate power, and that tapping into these ancient forces would restore Germany's dominance. Now, did Hitler himself personally believe in these occult ideas? That's debated. Some historians argue that he dismissed mysticism as nonsense, while others claim he was deeply fascinated by it. What's certain is that many high-ranking Nazi officials, including Heinrich Himmler, were heavily involved in esoteric and occult beliefs, and they used them to justify their atrocities. So, what does this tell us? That secret societies aren't always just mysterious clubs for the elite. Sometimes, they have very real consequences. The Thule Society shows how fringe ideas, when mixed with power and radical ideology, can lead to devastating results. But now, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. What can we learn from secret societies, and how have they truly shaped history? Let's wrap this up with some final thoughts. So, after all this, what can we actually take away from the history of secret societies? Are they just harmless clubs for the elite? Hidden puppet masters controlling world events? Or something in between? First, let's acknowledge their impact on shaping history. Secret societies, whether real or exaggerated, have played a role in revolutions, governments, and ideological movements. The Freemasons were involved in the founding of the United States. The Illuminati sought to undermine monarchy and church authority in favor of Enlightenment ideals. The Thule Society influenced the rise of Nazi Germany. Even if these groups weren't always secret in the way conspiracy theories suggest, their influence is undeniable. Then, there's the issue of power and secrecy. One undeniable fact is that power thrives in secrecy. When influential people gather behind closed doors, whether it's at Bohemian Grove, Bilderberg meetings, or elite think tanks, decisions are made outside of public scrutiny. Does that mean world leaders are part of a vast Illuminati conspiracy? Probably not. But it does raise legitimate concerns about transparency, democracy, and how much of global policy is shaped by a select few. And finally, the balance between myths and reality. Some secret societies, like the Illuminati, have been blown so far out of proportion that they've become more legend than history. Others, like Skull and Bones or the Trilateral Commission, undeniably exist but aren't necessarily as sinister as they're made out to be. The key is knowing when to separate historical truths from paranoia-driven theories. In the end, the fascination with secret societies isn't just about who holds power, it's about why we're drawn to these stories. They offer us an explanation for the unknown, a sense of mystery in an increasingly transparent world. But the truth? Sometimes, reality is stranger than fiction. If you enjoyed this deep dive into secret societies, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Truth Behind History. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Are secret societies more powerful than we realize, or are they just convenient scapegoats? And if you want to explore more hidden histories, check out my other videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.